Hey team, this is Coach Avalos coming to you again with a market update on November 15, 2022. And I thought I'd start out with a nice chart here that shows us the Fed policy pivots and the bear markets. And one of the things that people are not watching is that when the Fed does pivot, because they've said and people are speculating that they're going to do it soon, maybe December, maybe January. And you can see here we can go back to 1968 and then all the way to about 2020. And I'll go in the middle here and you can see 1980, one of the pivots. As soon as they did the pivot, market fell. Okay. Same thing in here. We see the pivot down around 1990. We did the pivot and we went down 15%. Then in 2004, we went down 51%. 2010, we went down 58%. Okay. Then around 2020, again, we did a 35% drop. And right now, we're looking at this chart. We see that we have not begun to pivot. Okay. But the market is dropping. So when they pivot, expect a bigger fall, maybe into the 50s. So keep an eye out on that. This is posted by the Fed, and if you want to take a look, feel free to check it out on a weekly basis, but it is coming. So now let's get into our stocks. One of the things that is going on is we're starting to see a lot of bullish moves, but we are seeing resistance on the way up. But if you see this green line here, this green line is the 200-day exponential moving average. So what does that mean? That means that Netflix is one of the first ones that has made it back above the 200, and that is a bull move. So expect to see more from Netflix on the way up. Now, who else from all the stocks that I watch and that we watch together, who else is, thank you Microsoft, who else is moving up? So let's take a look, and we see that Melly, one of my favorites, has moved up over the 200. We have Google. Google hasn't made it yet. They're still under. Microsoft under. Tesla, and I'm going somewhere with this, so just keep watching. So we have Tesla that's under, Meta is still under, Amazon is still under, Apple did cross the 200-day moving average today, and they crossed it before, so they've crossed it here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if we go, VIX is under the 200 now. It was above it. Does want to make a move back. SQQQ is under the 200. TQQQ is still under. It's not going to make it over for a while. But we did see SPY. Okay, if you can look outside of my resistance zones here that I've marked off, SPY did cross over. So that tells us potentially we have more stocks coming. They're going to do the same thing. SPX, the white boxes, if you remember from previous video, is the gaps where we can travel into and potentially fly up easily. So now we hit this a couple times, and now we crossed over and we are touching that 200 day average. Now we could have a kiss of death if it does bounce back down. So it's going to be very interesting. My guidance to you is, if you're going to enter in SPX and SPY, keep tight, very tight stop losses. Okay, everyone else is still under. We have Nvidia, AMD, and we have Lockheed Martin, which has been above the 200 for a while. But we did have an interesting move today from Lockheed Martin. So we did hear news that Russia sent a couple of missiles over to Poland, and as soon as that was reported, the stock jumped up and it stayed up for a while, and then it started dumping. Okay, so The reason I bring this up is because I want to show you that no matter what happens, if we get news, this is just a detour. The stock's going to continue back to where it was at after a short while. So Lockheed Martin, I am still shorting it. I don't think it's going to go up. It can do whatever it wants now, but it is very overbought. So I am still playing this on the downside. So I thought I'd bring those facts up to you, especially with the pivot that might happen soon. So just for you to be aware that the stock market can and will turn around as soon as we see the pivot. It's happened every single time in the past. So I hope this helps you guys, and I hope you have a green day until the next video. I hope you have a green week. And I do appreciate if you guys hit that like button and subscribe. And again, until next time, I hope you have a green week.